What's up, everyone? What I'm going to do is take you through a single leg deadlift now. This is absolutely a staple in all of my people's programming. Along with the cars, this is probably one of the only other things that I'm either already doing with someone or they're working towards doing this. So this is very high on the totem pole in terms of bang for your buck exercises. Yes, I do want to kind of mention that I do, program bilateral or using 2 feet, but for the most part and for most people, I'm really gonna just have them do the single leg deadlift and just progressively overload that and see a lot more benefit from the stability of that, really incorporating the foot stability, and really the options are endless. I'm gonna show you 2 today, 2 of my favorite ones, and within one of them, you're gonna have a couple of different varieties anyway. So, a couple of things to really keep in your mind when you're doing these. One, we really want to be loading the hip or getting into your hip. So what that means is even though I'm bending my knee, my weight is not really going forward. I'm actually letting my hips sink back and I'm putting the weight on my glutes and my hamstrings. On the way up, I'm driving through the floor and staying nice and tall. The entire time, I'm trying to maintain a long spine and my core braced. So from the back view, a common mistake that you'll see is when people go down into it, they're gonna have a lot of this. So you see my foot turns out, I lose the big toe to the ground, my knee might even travel in, and that's that instability that we're looking to stay away from. So what I wanna be able to do is maintain this hip actively extending and even staying almost with a little bit of internal rotation focus so that I don't externally rotate and fall out. On the way up, drive straight through, and try to keep it as linear or as straightforward as possible. If you want to think about your pelvis being in a nice good position lined up so that we're coming to here and coming up without any of that rotation that I just showed you from behind. So first one that we're going to use, just a nice easy kettlebell. When we're doing this, you can kind of think about changing the load in multiple ways. If it's going to be on the outside of me, then the inside stuff is going to have to work a little bit so that it keeps me from falling out. If it's on the inside, same thing, opposite my outside's gonna work. If I wanna really load this movement up, I can grab 2 kettlebells. So just like a little detail from there. So same thing, I'll show you one from the front here. So knee is gonna bend, so soft knee. I stay up nice and tall. Try to think about my neck being long too. A lot of people are gonna lift their chin. That's not something I want you to do. So maintain good chin positioning, good neck positioning. Knee gets soft, hips travel back. I'm gonna get back as far as I can, and we're gonna say as far as I can, that means as far as my hamstring mobility will allow me, not how far my spine can get. So another common mistake that I see a ton is as they reach the end of their hamstring, they'll start to protract shoulder blade, lose that lat contraction that we want, and even flex their upper back. When really, if you were here and drove out of it, you'd get a lot more out of it. So that's what we want for that. Another version that we're gonna show you, another one of my favorites, as you guys probably know by now, if you've been on the Elite Video membership especially, love using the med ball. For so many of us that are kyphotic or they just have that nice rounded upper back, being able to use this in terms of a stimulus to provide strength to be able to get to that good long spinal positioning is going to be very helpful. So same thing, when I get to the bottom, I'm going to be really prone to doing this. You're going to see me really emphasize keeping that good positioning. So knees bent, abs are tight, knees soft, but it's traveling back. As I hinge back into it, I'm trying not to let any flexion happen in the upper back, staying round or staying long, drive up out of it. Working the eccentric portion, so nice and slow on the way down, something I definitely suggest. If you're all over the place, scale it back, own this body weight first, then add load. Make sure that you really, really own the hip hinge portion of it and drive out of it. You should really feel your glutes working, you should feel some abs, and you should really feel your feet. Doing this barefoot is very, very much a good idea. Definitely do that. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Again, this is another video that we're putting up, trying to get it up to where we can launch our Mobility 101 foundational program. You can find out more details about that below. If you have any questions, always reach out, let me know. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.